It's amazing how much stuff you can work on in a day, I guess. Last one I showed you me casting the barrels. Well, here's kind of the idea of what I'm looking for as to what to do to them. Working on some sort of IG inspired, actually in this case it's going to be Trader IG inspired equipment. This is going to be just sort of some habitats and those sorts of things, and kind of the barrels. So what we've got, besides a dryer going off in the background, we've got this little building here, which is going to be a HAB unit. Let's see what I wish I think it was Bolter and Chainsword, although I'm not sure which forum it was. I saw it on there was a guy who was doing these tent structures. And I was like, that's kind of neat, the way that he did his tents, and he actually ended up doing them, making a mold for them and being able to cast them. This one is kind of my prototype of doing something similar. Right now it's just at the forming stage, so I've just got, just the basic shape. I haven't started to put doors or anything like that on it yet. As far as size, get down here to actual tabletop level if I can. So that's going to give you a rough idea of the height. If I put, say for example, a battle suit in front of it, it completely obscures. I mean, I'm talking serious hardcover there, so I don't have to worry about, like people saying, well, it's too small and you can see over it. With this, I mean, when I put the battle suit behind it, you cannot see it from a model eye view. In fact, you've got to get fairly high above it just to even begin to see the model on the other side of it. So it's got a decent height to it. The other thing I was working on was your standard box car, your container car. In the case of this one, I actually did an open-ended one. I'm still working on this one, so I've still got some detailing and stuff to do on it. It was more about getting the size right. This size is actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I've got enough room that a battle suit actually fits inside of it. So it's a fairly big opening. What I'm probably going to do for the final of these, I like the height. The height works out, but I think I may make them a little bit narrower. So maybe cut it down to so it's only 40 millimeters. It'll fit I can fit a 40 mil base in it, but I can't, right now, if I really wanted to, I could squeeze a broadside in there. I mean, that's a fairly nice sized model. The height, though, does work out great because it's actually big enough that it'll obscure most tanks. Normally I'd go get one, but they're on the other side of the room. But here's what I was working on. So these are some of the barrels that I cast up last time. If we get down here at eye level, you can see that with 3 levels high, you really can't see anybody behind it. Even the battle suit is going to get a decent cover save, and those crude hiding behind it, you're not going to see any of them at all. But if I move them over to the edges, they'll still get their cover save, and they'll still be able to shoot. So it's kind of nice that in one piece, you can actually have both different types of cover. And even if you go to something, a little bit larger, like one of the small battle suits, it's still obscured behind it. And the same thing with, if I move him to the other section, he'll actually be able to get a shot. Get a cover save, but he'll still be able to shoot, so that's kind of nice. As far as the piece itself, it's just really just a stack of barrels. These are all those dented barrels that I had been casting up. The different colors are because there are different times of casting. The barrels actually turned out to be my junk mold, so I'm constantly ending up with extra barrels. So, and in fact, I've got a few, like for example this one, where it was just I get tired of waiting. You can see that it's 2 different colors, and I just sawed it in half and said, okay, there you go. We'll use it in there. But that's kind of the setup for them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all glued together and painted, and hopefully next time you see it, it'll be in the paint booth, or out of the paint booth, I should say, and we'll have a new barricade. Take care, guys.